Ever found yourself asking, what is PCI? Well, you've come to the right place. This is your crash course on the PCI standard, compliance, and certification. First off, PCI is an acronym for Payment Card Industry. When an organization proves that they are PCI certified, this means that they have stated and have proven that they are following the policies, the procedures, the guidelines, and the best practices which have been laid out for secure payment processing by the PCI Council. One could say that it's shorthand for an organization saying that they have handled all the payment data using industry-approved best practices. Let's talk the who, what, where, and why of PCI. Well, the PCI Council is made up of the payment industry leadership. This includes card brands, card issuers, payment processors, and merchants. Each group has a seat at the table to help define best practices for the security of card payments globally. The PCI Data Security Standard is a 600-plus page document. It describes in detail the best practices for data storage, data transmission, server maintenance, security such as passwords and firewalls, payment software development, and organizational processes that, when followed, will keep your payment data as secure as the industry knows how. I want you to know that we have made a really easy-to-follow guide that explains all of the details that you need to know about Salesforce and PCI. And we have made this available exclusively for folks like you that are watching this video. I want you to use the link in the description of this video to download the Salesforce PCI guide. The way to think about the PCI DSS is that it is the primary way that the PCI Council details the best-in-class care for payment data. The PCI standards are meant to be applied everywhere by anyone touching payment data globally, from the largest online merchants to the sole proprietor taking cards at the lemonade stand. Each and every one of us that takes credit card payments is responsible to protect the data from our customers' cards. The standard was created to increase controls around cardholder data in order to reduce credit card fraud. The payment industry saw that it simply made commercial sense. When they decrease fraud, they increase profit. As well, it makes good customer service sense. Anytime my cards get hit with fraud, it takes hours out of my week dealing with it. The PCI standard is here to help all of us spend less time and money dealing with fraud. Please do keep in mind that while you can outsource some of the pieces that will make up your PCI compliance, it isn't possible for any organization to take cards that have zero PCI scope. When you use PCI scope-reducing technologies like Chargent and Salesforce, this can help greatly. However, it all comes back to processes. If someone or some system in your organization can see a consumer's protected card data, then you have PCI scope. Until your processes are such that no server, no network, no person, nor system has any access to protected cardholder data, your organization will have PCI scope. And even after achieving this utopia, you will still need to attest to this with the PCI Council in order to get your attestation of compliance. And that is what proves that your organization is PCI certified. Hopefully this primer helps answer the question, what is this PCI thing? In this video, you will learn how to be PCI compliant. I heard someone once say that business would be easy were it not for investors, customers, or employees. Of course, then without any of those things, you wouldn't really be a business. The simplest way to be PCI compliant is to not take any credit cards. However, then you'd be denying your customers their favorite way to pay. Since that isn't an option, then the next best thing that you can do is focus on 3 simple techniques. You want to see no card, hear no card, and touch no card. The PCI standards are about how to securely handle sensitive payment data. For your staff to never see a credit card number, you can achieve this by always having your customers enter their payment data themselves. You can do this on an e-commerce checkout form or a payment request form. And that way, your staff, they never see the card number. For your staff to never hear a card number, you can always use a phone-based system, sometimes known as an IVR, where the customer can type it in themselves. And again, payment request forms, they work pretty well for this too. You can email them or have them done via SMS. As your staff should never touch a customer's credit card number, meaning they should never take the person's credit card away from them. And here in the States, we've got a horrible culture around this. We always hand our cards over so often. This is really poor form. In the rest of the world, it's quite rare to see that. In restaurants globally, the card terminal, it's brought to your table for you to pay. And we need to adopt this same technology and the same culture here in in the US. If you follow the see no card, hear no card, touch no card practices that we just discussed, and you combine this with the use of tokenization, you are very much on your way to achieving PCI bliss. Now, a quick disclaimer, I'm not a certified QSA. And if you want a final, specific, well-reasoned answer on all of this, please contact a certified QSA. I want you to remember that no other organization can take away your organization's PCI compliance burden. However, many organizations, including Chargent, can help reduce your PCI scope. Would you like to know more? Please reach out. We love to talk about this stuff. In this video, you will learn the answer to the top 5 questions that business leaders ask about PCI and Salesforce. My name is Micaiah, and I'm from Chargent. If you're a business leader who wants to make payments easier for your customers on Salesforce, then you are in the right place. I want you to know that we have made a really easy to follow guide that explains all of the details that you need to know about Salesforce and PCI. And we have made this available exclusively for folks like you that are watching this video. I want you to use the link in the description of this video to download the Salesforce PCI guide. Okay, let's dig in. All right, question number 1 is, why does my organization need to be PCI compliant? Well, your organization needs to be PCI compliant to ensure that your customers' payment data is secure. Another reason is to protect your brand from getting tarnished by an intrusion where you lose your customers' payment data. And yet another reason is that these breaches, they cost so much money. That famous 2013 Target data breach, that cost them nearly $300 million. Additionally, your company can face fines from Visa and MasterCard if you don't comply, and even governments can sue you for damages in the case of an intrusion. To sum it up, you should be PCI compliant because it protects your organization and your customers. Question number 2. Is Salesforce PCI compliant? Yes. As of January 2021, they are PCI certified. And Salesforce, they keep an updated list of which of their clouds have what certification, and this is on their trust site. You can always check back there for the latest on PCI compliance. As of the filming of this video, all of these clouds that you see on your screen were listed on Salesforce's PCI certified list. B2B Commerce, Einstein Analytics, Government Cloud, Salesforce Platform Cloud, Experience Cloud, which you may know as Communities, Sales Cloud, and Service Cloud. Question number 3 is, how does my organization become PCI certified? Well, in short, complete your PCI assessment, submit your assessment to the PCI board, and they certify you. Of course, the actual full process, it's a little bit more detailed, and we are covering that in a different video. Question number 4, what are the levels of PCI certification? You might have heard someone say that they are a PCI DSS Level 1 compliant organization, which likely made you ask, what are the different levels of PCI and what do they even mean? Well, there's 4 levels of PCI certification, and they're based on the number of card transactions that your organization processes each and every year. Many US businesses, they fall into PCI Level 4, which is any organization that takes between 1 and 20,000 card transactions in a given year. Another way to think about it is less than 1,670 per month. PCI Level 3, that's for those organizations that process between 20,000 and 1 million transactions per year, while Level 2 is for 1 million to 6 million transactions per year. And of course, Level 1 is everything over 6 million transactions per year. Question number 5, which attestation form, or SAQ, should Salesforce customers use? This answer, it does require a bit more nuance. So first off, your PCI level, that one we just reviewed, ties to the type of attestations that you can use to certify your compliance. If you are processing payments solely from Salesforce and you are level 4, then likely an SAQ-C is a safe bet. The best thing to do is seek the advice of a qualified security assessor or QSA who can give you their professional opinion. You can also call your payment processor and they will give you guidance on this also. I'm going to tackle this on another video on this channel, and if you'd like to see that, be sure to subscribe while you're here. One bonus tip for you. Please keep in mind that no organization can absolve or take away another organization's PCI scope entirely. Many companies like Salesforce and Chargent can help you reduce your PCI scope. However, if you take cards, you will always have some level of PCI compliance burden. Remember that hear no card, See no card and touch no card is the overarching strategy to minimize your PCI burden. If you want to learn more about this strategy, then I want you to click over to this video here, and I will meet you over there. My name is Micaiah, and here at Chargent, we help make payments easier for smart business leaders who use Salesforce. Remember, at Chargent, we are always here to help.